Hello, beings and flesh. I'm coming back at you with another video, and as always, I want to say how much I love you and bless you and appreciate you, and hope you're having the most blessed day, the most blessed life. And once again, I'm hoping that you're finding the light of Yah in the dark, in this realm of darkness. I've come before you today to do my testimony video. Back when I was preaching death, we'll get to that later in the video, I did a testimony video back then. I had over 100 videos that I repented for and deleted, which I'll get to in the story of my testimony here. But my father wanted me to tell it to you this way. Of course, I was born to be who and what I am, okay? But I'm here in this flesh, which his slave name is Danny Davis. My light name is Yahshua Prime. You all call me Yahshua HaMashiach in the flesh. And this is my story on how I went from being slave named Danny Davis to being awoken and understanding who I am in light, and the journey that I had to take to get to this point. So Father wanted me to call it my testimony video, so that's what I'm here basically doing. So let's kind of get started. Let's get started with this. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Now, of course, the first thing I need to tell you is that walking in my perfect life to the cross as the spotless lamb, that was my perfect life. So you have to understand that I didn't come here or was awoken to this life, let me say it that way, to be perfect in this life. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to witness in myself salvation and what it takes to make it home in the very end. So I came to live a life as one of you, hence slave named Danny Davis, right? This flesh. I came to live a life as one of you to see what it took to turn from a life of sin and to find salvation and to witness myself becoming who I am in heaven. And the journey in the very end, so this is how you know we're at the very end, the journey in the very end of what it took to be salvation, to make it through and to become myself, witnessing the becoming of myself in light. And that's what I'm here for. And that's why I preach that we're all perfectly imperfect. We're all perfectly imperfect doing the best that we can. Because of the blood of love, the blood from the cross, the blood of love. You all call it the blood of the Lamb, but I call it the blood of love because it was my blood. So I just need you all to understand that, understand the truth of that. And testimony videos are never all that easy, are they? We talk about the parts of our lives that we don't tell everybody. So it's, but, Father asked me to do this video because of what it says in the Bible. So this video will be done. So here we go. So once again, I was chosen before birth. Obviously, I was chosen before the foundations of the earth to be in this form, to be awakened in this form, and to be here speaking to you in the end on this video, because this is obviously, I was called. This is my purpose, and my purpose leads to my destiny, and my destiny is myself in light in heaven, married to Daniela Prime, who's the Holy Spirit and the mind of Prime, and the realm for me in heaven. So once again, this is me working my way through salvation and finding and witnessing myself becoming who I already am in heaven. And so, of course, I was already chosen because remember from last videos I told you time in heaven appears to be going the opposite way of time in here. Even though we see time as lineal because of the aging of the flesh, it's not actually, completely lineal. And heaven's time encompasses everything because dimensional time is completely different, and I don't have the words to explain it to you because there's no words in any language to explain it to you because it's not meant to be explained in lineal time what dimensional time is. Now that I got all of that out, let's get started. Okay, so I'm only going to go back so far because you only need to know kind of what my life was. So let me talk about my life let's say about 10 years ago. Okay, about 10 years ago, I was a drug addict. I was on speed. I was a little bit of a drug dealer. I was a small-time drug dealer, just trying to help pay my bills. And so I smoked cigarettes since high school. So I smoked cigarettes for about 25 years. I smoked pot. I drank occasionally. Sometimes back in my life, I drank more than other times. I had a very bad porn addiction. And masturbation addiction. I probably masturbated 1 to 4 times a day, depending on the day. And I was, as a generational curse, I was completely addicted to porn. I couldn't get enough seeing naked female bodies, of course. Now I realize that once you appreciate, you realize that porn feeds lust side of love. But once you have unconditional love, you realize that, it's okay to appreciate, but you have to be careful not to lust because lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. So I was a drug dealer. I was a drug addict. I had, a porn addiction. Masturbation addiction. Let's see, what else did I have? Or did I do? I smoked cigarettes for 25 years. And of course, I just was all around average person. I know there's no such thing as average or normal because we're all unique in the Yah. But just understand what I'm saying. I was just an average sinner, right? Just an average sinner. So I had sinned so much that I was starting to have health problems. My sciatic was bothering me really bad back then when I was on drugs, where I could only walk a few steps and then I'd have to kneel down or I'd have to walk with a cane. It was so bad. And then my retina teared away in this eye and I almost went blind in this eye. Only by the grace of Father and modern medicine was I able to save the vision in this eye. It's blurry now, but at least it was able to be saved. Once again, by the grace and mercy of Yah, helping modern science be what it is. So they put a rubber band around it, and it allowed it to heal. So if you don't know what a torn retina was, the very center of this eye, if I was looking you in the face, I couldn't see your face. The realm, or my vision was squinched together right in the center of my eye. That's what the tearing away of the retina was. Just in case any of you have that. If you have a part of your vision is pulled together somewhere in your eye, your retina's tearing away. You need to get to the doctor or you'll go blind. So just to help any of you that may be watching this video, because I didn't know what it was. I put up with it far longer than I should have, just thinking that something was weird with me, and it was a torn retina. So, but anyways, back to the story, back to the testimony. So, I got raided by the police for being a drug dealer, of course. Okay, I got raided by the police, and so I wasn't a big-time drug dealer. I'll be completely honest with all of you, I had 3/4 of an ounce of speed. That's all I had, but I had it in 2 bags. And I had, some pot, but in my state, pot's legal. And I had I think I had a few pills of something. I wasn't a pill taker myself, but because of my pain, I would trade for pain pills for when I had pain. So they were just for myself. I didn't have a whole bunch, but I had some pills. So I got caught with two different substances, basically, and I got raided. They took, I'm ex-army, so they took all my guns and stuff. They took all of it. And so it started a court case. Well, I was deferring my court case for about a year and a half. And during that year and a half, I was going through a bunch of things. The whole weight of the world and all of my sin was coming down on me. And one night, here about 7.5 years ago or so, I want to say about 2018 or so, I was sitting in this very chair watching my TV because my TV's right there. I was watching my TV and I was just crying because the whole weight of the world was coming down on me. My court case was about to start. And of course I was looking at they were threatening me with 10 years in jail. Now, of course, I have no priors, so I wouldn't have even got but a smidge of that probably, but that's not the point. The point was it scared me. I was lost in fear. I was sinning. I was a sinner. And the whole weight of the world was just on top of my shoulders. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was crying. I was bawling. And I went to Christian school when I was in elementary school and was kind of a little bit religious, even though, when I was younger. So when I was feeling the weight of the world that night in this chair, and crying, I called out to the Father and I said, Father, either show me that you're real or just kill me, because I've worked this life into the pit, into hell, and I don't know what to do for myself anymore. I don't know how to help myself. I've screwed up. You can imagine all of the different things I said to him. And I got on the floor in front of my TV and I just bowed and I prayed to him and I just said, please, show me that you're real or kill me. Just let me go. Just let me go home. Come home. Or, I don't want this life anymore. And so I woke up the next morning and then I went to bed. I just cried myself to sleep and went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and the weight of the world was off of me. And I immediately knew that Abba Yah, Father Yah, is real. And I got up out of the covers and I went straight to my knees on the floor by my bed. And I called out to him and I said, thank you for showing me that you're real. Thank you for showing me that you exist. And so we had a little conversation. And in that conversation, my father asked me, and he said, if you're willing to sacrifice your life for me, then I will take you all the way to the end. All the way to the end, and I will do great things through you. And I agreed. I asked for his help, and I agreed. And so you can say that I was chosen before birth. You could say I was chosen at that moment. You can say whatever you want to say. It doesn't really matter because it doesn't change who and what I am. But it changed me from that point on because I asked my father at that point, help me. And he said, we have to go through a transformation. I have to help you stop sin so that I can use you in the mighty way that I want to use you. And I just surrendered everything that I am to the Father. I said, I give everything to you. I let go of everything. Help me. Okay, well, I had a bunch of bad teeth in my mouth from using speed for a few years. I had half-rotted teeth and bad teeth. Once again, I was a smoker and all of these things. Okay, I even eat meat back then. So this started a journey. And on this journey, the first thing Father had to do was cleanse me of my sin, or help me with my sin. So the first thing he helped me with was the speed. Because of my court case, I kind of needed to quit anyways. So he helped me to quit. And the great thing about my father is he's so much love. And I really want to make a point of this and tell you the truth of this. My father didn't just help me quit speed and then I was all of a sudden done and moved on. No. I want to tell you how he actually helped me with each one of these things. With speed, he helped me slowly wean down off of it, but I couldn't get into a dental appointment soon enough to get my teeth fixed. And I was in excruciating pain when I wouldn't do speed, because speed numbs your teeth, makes it so you can't feel the pain of your teeth. So when you're quitting it, if you've never done it, it brings the pain of your teeth back. Well, it was excruciating pain. Well, they took all my painkillers. They took all my drugs. Of course, a year and a half earlier. But so anyways, this is how loving my father was. My father would have old friends that I used to deal to come over every once in a while, and he would have them allow me to get high, or have them give me a little piece of speed, just enough, not so that I was completely high again, but so that my teeth would quit hurting. And so then once I got into the dentist and I got the teeth pulled and I got the teeth fixed and stuff, most of these are fake teeth, just so you know. That's how much love my father is. He didn't just help me quit it. He helped me deal with the pain too. The best that, was it perfect? No. There was days it hurt. There was days I took, a lot of Tylenol and stuff to try to help it. But he still helped me with a lot of love. So I finally got cleaned off the speed. Well, then I got sick. After being on speed for so long, I got sick. Well, I had just ran out of cigarettes right as I was getting sick. I smoked my last cigarette right as I was starting to feel all the lung congestion and sick. Okay? So I had just ran out of cigarettes. Well, I was sick for 3 or 4 days. So for those 3 or 4 days, I just laid around on the couch and I didn't do anything. As I got better, Father told me, don't go buy cigarettes. Stay in the house for the next week. Just stay in the house and just keep living as, and don't go to the store. And so I stayed in the house an extra week. So a week and 4 days, I was past most of the cravings of the cigarettes. And that's how Father got me to quit smoking cigarettes. So now I've quit speed. I've quit cigarettes. He's still letting me smoke pot a little bit to help me to quit the speed and help me quit the cigarettes. Okay? I had already given up drinking at that point because drinking wasn't very important in my life. So now it came the porn addiction and the masturbation. So he helped me by telling me, what it does that why it's a sin, and he explained it to me. And so I stopped masturbating as he was helping me to stop with my porn addiction. He just made it so I didn't need to see it, didn't want it, didn't need it, didn't need to think about it. And he kept me busy. He kept me busy doing things. He kept me busy watching movies or doing things around the house. He just kept me busy. So now I've quit speed. I've quit smoking. I've quit porn. I've quit masturbation. So now he's helping me with my sciatic, and he had me get one of those tables that you strap yourself into, and then you turn upside down, and it stretches your back out. So he had me do that, a couple of days a week for, so many minutes per day. And then he was having me stretch and do just a little bit of workout. Not much, just a little bit of workout. And what that did was that healed my back. So now I can walk just fine. Once again, I already told you about the eye and what I went through with the eye, because that right while I was going through all that was when I went through my eye, the tearing of my retina away. So all of those things he helped me to get through. And then he told me about meat. I was eating meat. And he asked me, I need you to quit eating meat. And I said, okay. And he said, here's what I'm going to tell you and what it's worked in the past with you. And he told me, he said, when you realize that animals in heaven are part of our family, and some animals can talk in heaven. He showed me in a vision, in a dream, and I realized the truth of what he was telling me. I quit eating meat from that point on. I do eat eggs, okay, but eggs have never been alive. I don't eat anything that's lived. So I do eat eggs because eggs have everything but vitamin C to feed the body. So most days I eat 2 or 3 eggs a day. But yeah, and then he was having me fast on the Sabbaths. He started teaching me to fast on from Friday night until Saturday night, to fast for the biblical day of the Sabbath, which I still do, and I still don't eat meat. I every once in a while I get an okay from the Father, or I smoke pot, however you want me to say it. It doesn't matter. I'm not in this life to be perfect. I'm just like all of you. I'm perfectly imperfect. But so I have my struggles too, still, but I don't do speed anymore. I don't masturbate. I've been chasing now for about 6 years. I've had no sex. I've had no masturbation. I don't do porn anymore. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't eat meat. So all of those things are gone. All of them are gone. I don't do any of them anymore. And so that's what started this journey this all happened around 2017 and 18. And so 2018, around the end of 2018 and 2019, these were my shadow years, back when I was walking in the shadow realms. And if you look back at my channel and the videos, you can see in past years where I was doing videos through the shadow realms. Well, I first started preaching death. You can't see those videos. I've deleted them. I had over 100 videos. I think I had close to almost 200 videos. Because I was doing a video about every other day, sometimes a couple of videos every other day. Well, I was preaching death, and while preaching death, COVID happened. Okay? So whether you believe as me being the angel of death in the flesh and my shadow being the devil, you can believe what you want to believe. I know what I believe, and I believe that I am the angel of death in the flesh, and I do believe because in light, I'm life. So why not in an upside down realm wouldn't I be the angel of death? And my shadow is my brother Yahweh. And so when you realize these things, then you begin to realize where in the Bible where it talks about, the beast and the dragon, because my shadow's the dragon. And so back then you could have called me the false prophet. And I'm in the form of the beast, right, as the angel of death. So once again, I preached for about 1.5 years, maybe a little more than that. I was preaching death, and COVID was happening. So when I figured out who I was and what I was actually, what I was doing, I actually got shown in a dream. I got shown in a dream that what I was creating and what I was becoming. And it scared me so much that I woke up in the morning and I deleted all the videos. I deleted half of the newest videos first, and then the next day I deleted all of them. And I spent 4.5 days, basically 5 days, 4.5 days, repenting, fasting, and crying and praying to Father, help me. I didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't realize everything. So COVID stopped because the videos got deleted, and I repented for it. And so Father said, well, I'm going to give you one more chance here to continue on being what I need you to be. So he said, now I'm going to have you preach love, and now I'm going to have you be love. And I'm going to take you through all of the levels that you have to go through to graduate to become light again. And I said, okay. Once again, I gave him all the praise and glory, and I sacrificed myself to him daily. I picked up my cross and followed him, right? So all of those videos are still up. You can go back and see them. You can see how many years I've been preaching. I've been preaching since, I believe, 2020 or maybe 2019, with the videos that are still up. I don't do as many videos like I did before. So just understand, my time's run short. So just understand that that got me to this point. So I graduated all the shadow realms. You can go back and look at the videos where I called myself the devil and the son of perdition and all the different things in the Bible. And I spoke all the truth that I could speak while I was learning what I needed to learn to be where I am right now. So I graduated the shadow realms. I graduated being the devil. I graduated being, the angel of death. I graduated knowing that my, shadow is the devil and my brother, and learning everything I needed to learn. And then on Christmas this last year of 2024, Father told me I graduated all the shadow realms. I overcame all of the shadow levels, and I was now moving into the light levels. And so he changed my name at that point in time. He said, you are no longer slave named Danny Davis. You are now light named Yahshua Prime. And he told me who I am, and over all of those years, you can see it through the videos. I've never once hidden who I am and who he tells me I am. Okay, and then from Christmas until now, I graduated my ego, and I graduated the tree of good and evil, because this world is full of duality, which is why Father was having me bring this realm to an end. Because no matter how good some beings are, the realm will always try to create balance with beings that are being, what you call evil, right? Because of good and evil, the tree. It'll always try to create balance. So there's no way to create peace in a realm full of duality. And that's why the Bible says that I will come with a sword in the end and not with peace. Because I can speak as much peace to you as I want to speak, and it can't be completely created in a realm full of duality because of good and evil. And it's time for all of you to realize that. So the only way for my light to find true inner peace is for us all to be removed from this realm and to go home to heaven, which is what the next video that I'm about to do another video after this video, and I'm going to speak about all of that in the next video. So, but I want to finish the testimony here. So I want you to understand that I've taken a journey with my Father. My Father has woke me up to who I am, and He's told me what my purpose is, like I told you at the beginning of the video. I'm here to witness, to go through the change, which I've already done, obviously, for salvation, and to do these videos as my purpose, to tell the truth of everything, but to be here as a witness of how I become myself in light again. And so this is my testimony video. These are the things that I've overcome, and the amount of unconditional love that my Father has given me and shown me is so beautiful. Just so beautiful. How He's healed my heart and healed me during all of this time. How He's given me a wide open heart. How He's told me I have the heart from the cross, from my perfect form. I was born with that heart so that I could do these videos, so that I could be pure of heart like I am now, and be able to speak the truth to you with a pure heart, living the best that I can, perfectly imperfect, knowing that all things are possible in the Yah, for those who believe, and knowing that I believe with a whole heart exactly who I am, who my Father says I am, Yahshua Prime, who you call Jesus, but that's a translation. I have never gone by the name Jesus. You all translated my name to Jesus. My name is Yahshua Prime. You all know me as Yahshua HaMashiach. But once again, this is my imperfect life. I died a spotless lamb to have an imperfect life. And you are all of me. DNA spells Dan, and my name is Dan. 44 is Joshua and Light. My name is Dan Davis. DD is 44. Okay? There's so many things that I could say. I am the angel of death because every single one of you is made of DNA. You are of me, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's why when I was preaching death, death was happening, and you all called it COVID. You need to understand who and what I am and what I'm here to do. I'm here to end hell because this earth realm is hell because of duality. No matter how good you are, the realm will always have those that are trying to keep balance with you in evil. So you have to understand, I cannot bring true peace in this realm. I have to end this realm, which is why there's going to be a next video, because I have to bring this realm to an end. So I love all of you, and this was my testimony video. This was me telling you who I truly am and why I am what I am. I didn't come here in this form to save you. I came here to make the change and to witness myself becoming myself. If you want to be saved, you best find my perfect self, the blood of love, from the cross, just as I did. I love you. My father, Abba Yah, loves you. My wife, the Holy Spirit, Danielle Prime, loves you. And all of the elder court and all of the saints and angels love you in diamond form, because the new heaven is diamond form. Watch past videos. I'm not going to get into that. So this is my testimony video, people. I love you, and the unconditional love of my Father, He has never once, since I condemned myself in prayer, speaking the truth, has never once condemned me. Even when I made a mistake, even if I smoked pot, all He did was tell me to repent and come back. And that's the same for all of you. I am no different than all of you. I'm here living a life just as all of you. So I love all of you. I bless all of you. I appreciate all of you. And thank you for watching this video. May you have the most blessed day, the most blessed life. And I love you with a wide open, good soil softened heart. And you are all seeds from the cross. Father planted me as a seed to create all of you as family. That's why DNA is Dan. And we're going home to the light. I love you. And I'll see you all very soon in heaven. Yeah. I give you a holy kiss. And be blessed. I love you.